bring in Sachin Salgaonkar as well of Bank of America. He tracks telecom and other sectors closely. Look at something like it's not exactly the front and center stock, but Idea, right? I mean, telecom tariffs were something which everybody was waiting for, tariff hikes post-elections. Idea is down 10%, Bharti is down 4-5%.
No, I think the U-turn in the last 1 hour has come from PSU banks, Union Bank, just in the last 5 minutes, last 1 hour, is down a further 5%.
The selling has intensified on
Intensification is PSU banks and Adani Group of stocks.
Absolutely.
Those are the
that's
ones.
the high beta that's done the most on the upside, so there's a cut coming here. So it's now approaching 4-digit mark. I mean, almost 950 gone now as far as the Nifty is concerned. Sachin is with us. Sachin, thanks for waiting. Your first thoughts, I mean, you've tracked markets, you've tracked politics, etc. for a long time, more markets than politics, I reckon. But your take on some of these things like, potential for tariff hikes, and these are a lot of the things which markets were betting on as dividend of political continuity, which seems to be not in doubt, but it's weaker than what many thought. Your thoughts, Sachin?
No, thank you for the opportunity. See, as a starting point, India Telcos is a consumption story. So at some level, it's slightly disconnected from what we are seeing on politics. But you're right from a point of view that for the longest time, the sector was waiting for a tariff hike, and the general thought was that post-elections, we are going to see a tariff hike. I do think that event will still play out. A simple reason for that is all three telcos are okay with the tariff hike. And this is the decision which has largely been taken by the telcos. Of course, the timing and magnitude is something which no one really knows. The general expectation was this will happen immediately post-elections, and let's see, where these things do go out. Our general expectation is it's still around a 15 to 20% hike. Reason being is for the last 2.5 years, we didn't see a tariff hike, and we are at a point where the market is generally okay. From a consumption point of view, to take that tariff hike around.
Now, Sachin, right now we're seeing this absolute mayhem play out on a lot of capex stocks, a lot of PSU stocks, PFC, REC, BEL, BHEL, they're all down in double digits. But even if these numbers stabilize where they are, or maybe I'm saying worst case, if they start dipping, irrespective of who's in, would you expect any big change in the focus on, public expenditure, on manufacturing? And therefore, how would you look at these stocks? The only thing that's perhaps working against them is, I'm sure, valuations. What are your thoughts on this now?
Yeah, I just want to flag that I'm the telcos media internet analyst. Let me speak it from the telcos perspective. So at least from the telcos, most of the 5G capex is largely behind. You do have a bit of a catch-up capex. So from that perspective, we in fact actually see free cash flow improving for all these entities. Of course, the magnitude of tariff hike is lower, then the free cash flow improvement may not be as high. From a valuation perspective, these stocks are not as expensive, so there is still some room to catch up out here.
Okay. Got that. But Sachin, don't you even look at infrastructure stocks? If you do, then do you think that the bet on infra will be brought down a bit?
Sorry, I don't look at infrastructure.
Okay, all right. It's just, one of those sectors that were played up in the run-up to the counting day. Expectation that the capex, which has been very good, one of the strong points of the current, the outgoing government, 3.3% of GDP, 10 trillion rupees. It was a fantastic investment in capex. Much of it went into construction, not so much into machinery, and therefore, of course, infrastructure was expected to get a leg up.
Lata,